Welcome to OP early mid-game dual crossbow build, you full automatic bastards. This is version 2, as I have decided to remove first one from the channel since it was just mediocre. There was also misinformation regarding hex, so it was best to do an updated and much better version. Thanks to your tips with couple of my own stuff added, it has turned out to be one of the most OP builds to play early on. At the moment I'm level 7 and currently by my calculation it can do maximum 90 damage without crits and without haste per turn. Quite damn good. Gonna be interesting to see about late game, it is going to be updated once I get there. Stats 16 dex and 16 constitution. Rest however you want, depends on skills preferred. Upon acquiring Gloves of Dexterity from Mountain Range in Act 2, feel free to respec and remove Dexterity completely to distribute in whatever you like. Leveling can be done in two ways. Focus can be on Ranger or Rogue for first 4 levels. In this example, going Rogue. After one level of Rogue, we go for Warlock, the Great Old One. Frightens on crit and it gives Hex. For this build, Hex is better than Hunter's Mark, I'm gonna explain in a bit why. Then 2 more levels into Rogue to get Thief for additional bonus action. Then switch to Ranger or Rogue if you went Ranger first. 3 levels to get Hunter and Colossus Slayer passive. Even though Hex and Hunter's Mark cannot be used at the same time, definitely take it too for enemies immune to necrotic damage from Hex. Maybe you are wondering why not just go Ranger and Warlock without Rogue. Having 2 bonus actions is incredibly useful for ranged builds, Cunning Disengage especially. 3 levels into Rogue also gives 2d6 sneak attack added damage. So why Hex? Unlike Hunter's Mark, Hex can proc more than once per attack. In this case normal attack procs it and afterwards Colossus Slayer passive damage. So where Hunter's Mark would give 1d6 added damage, you get 2d6 with Hex. Also, Sharpshooter feat can be taken at level 8. Just be careful, a sneak attack can only be done with main hand and Sharpshooter feat debuffs main hand with -5 to attack roll, which can be problematic at times. In the description I've put links to wiki with more information about gear location. There aren't many hand crossbows in the game, so +1 in both hands is ideal. FIRESTOKER from Greenforge is also a nice option to deal additional damage to burning enemies. Helmet is from last light in, but anything can be used. Any sort of movement boost is nice. Just to understand what obscured means, when I move into any dark area, press shift and hollow circle appears, which indicates that character is obscured. Even the icon COVERT critical shows up to notify about better crit chance being active. Cape is also from last light in Act 2 and it works great, especially if you went with 2 points into Dexterity instead of CROSSBOWmaster. Without CROSSBOWmaster, disengaging is mandatory, and by doing so Cloud is gonna appear that blinds the enemy. Blinded enemy means sneak attack can be used since it counts as an advantage. So use disengage when in trouble, as it is bonus action with rogues. Target gets blinded and finish off with ranged sneak attack. SPIDERSILK armor, even though it is not enchanted, works great due to advantage on constitution saving throws. This helps with maintaining hex concentration. Gloves of Archery for +2 damage to ranged attacks. Boots can be whatever. Amulet as well, but I do like Misty Step to have surefire way to get away to high ground. Rings are also optional. I went with more movement range and better stealth and sleight of hand. Shifting Corpus ring sounds great at first, but both blur and invisibility require concentration, which means Hex would be overridden. I would use this ring against enemies immune to necrotic damage, so undead mostly, even though some are only half resistant to necrotic. How to play? Coat weapon with poison or dip into fire. Hex enemy and then do your thing. Poison does damage at the end of poisoned enemy's turn. You have answers to everything. Need to reposition without triggering attacks of opportunity? Use Cunning action disengage. Want to do sneak attack? Position any party member near the enemy and then sneak attack is enabled. Or it can be used from hiding, or any time enemy is debuffed in some way that creates advantage. Most enemies at this point in the game cannot withstand full damage of this build, so use poison only on enemies above 60 health. Mistake made in first dual crossbow build video is thinking that Hex Constitution affects saving throws against poison, but it doesn't. Thanks for that information too. Remember to switch to Hunter's Mark versus enemies immune to necrotic damage, otherwise Hex all the way. Really have nothing else to add, simple to play and properly OP. Enjoy and thanks again for all the info on first version video of this build.